Bismoto. Making a new video. Got a new bike. Just wanted to share it with you. Honda cb300f. I picked this up probably about 3 weeks ago. This is probably the second video I'm trying to make of this. It's all pretty much stock. The only mods I did to it is I put the red rim tape on, you know, the front and the back, and I put the sliders on the frame just to protect it if I go down, and I put the tank protector on it, and the phone mount like I always do. I'm not going to change the mirrors out on this like I did on my other bikes, because the mirrors actually work and they're actually pretty nice and sturdy. And all those aftermarket cheap mirrors I put on my other bikes always break. So, but yeah, guys, this bike is really nice. Like I said, it's a Honda cb300f. Essentially like a big Grom. It uses the same controls as a Grom, as you can see. Has the same annoying horn in the wrong place as a Grom. And I also installed a gear indicator on it, and it makes the bike a whole lot better. It just plugs into the ECU. But yeah, guys, this bike is really cool. It's only a 300, but it moves pretty good. I mean, you're not going to win any races, of course, but it does work pretty well. It's kind of funny, the headlight kind of reminds me of my Z125, of how it's built and how the blinkers stick out, and you know, they're clear, which is kind of odd for Honda America. Normally Honda America has the yellow lenses, so that's kind of different. So obviously this bike was made in Thailand, and they just kept with the Thailand parts. Not so sure I like this sticker they put on the side. You know, I'll probably end up leaving it on, and if I do take it off, I'll just order another one just to have, because they put that sticker on this side, you know, on both sides that says a 300F, and they also put like the decal on the back here, which I thought it would have been better if they put the 300F part back here, but whatever. The exhaust is very quiet, actually kind of nice. Okay guys, now we'll try to start it up. Okay, it's in neutral. That's how the gear shift indicator works right there, kind of nice. Very quiet. Alright, well, I'm going to shut it off now. I don't want to irritate my neighbors. But yeah, the exhaust is kind of big and clunky, but I'll probably end up leaving that on too. I kind of like how quiet it is. There's really no aftermarket for this bike. Wanted to put a tail tidy on, but the only one who makes it is Yoshirama, or whatever the heck it's called. And they want like $100 and some for it, just to move your license plate. So I may pass on that. Kind of nice. The 2018s, they supposedly don't have the problem with the crank like the older ones did. So, and this was like a leftover stock of 2018. So I got the bike for $2,999. You know, plus dealer fees, which brought it up to like $400 or $4,200 or something like that. I'd have to look back at the paperwork. But yeah, this bike reminds me so much of the Z, how the front end looks and how it's got the air, or the spoiler on the bottom, or whatever you want to call it. It's you know, the motor's a single, not a twin. It's a single 300. Top speed is like 90 miles an hour. Chain drive, of course. It's just very easy, smooth. Well, yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a quick overview of it. You know, it's got disc brakes just like the Grom, pretty much. What's it got here? It looks like maybe a single piston in the back, and the front is definitely a dual piston on the front. But the brakes work pretty well. The back, you got to really stomp on it, which is kind of odd because my Grom, you barely touch it and you lock up the back brakes. This one, you got to really stomp on it to even attempt to lock them up, which it's actually kind of hard to do. Alright guys, well, I'm gonna cut it here. I just wanted to share with you the new bike I got. It's super nice, I love it. And I'll continue this video with the test drive. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, I'll give you a review of riding my 300, well actually my cb300f. I honestly gotta say the 300f feels pretty much exactly like driving an oversized Grom. The sound, everything about it. I mean, of course it's a whole lot faster. But yeah, I mean, it's a good bike. I installed the gear shift indicator on there, and so that makes it a whole lot better. This bike is not super fast, but I didn't buy it for it to be super fast. I bought it for, you know, just going on group rides, being able to keep up with the people, you know. I mean, of course, if they're doing 100 miles an hour, I'm not going to be able to keep up. But the 300F top speed, I hear around 106 in one area, and then I hear around 90. And I honestly think I agree with the 90. I don't think it'll do much more than 90. Maybe if you're in a perfect day, flat, no wind, you might be able to get up to 100, but I kind of highly doubt it. Unless maybe you like redline it all the time when you're shifting, you might be able to do it then. But yeah guys, this bike is a lot of fun. It's like I said, riding a big Grom. It's easy to, it's lightweight. It's like 340 pound bike with gas. And it's a very easy bike to ride. I mean, it's just so light and nimble. I mean, you can just flick it around the corners, whatever you got to do. This bike is supposed to be, you know, they call it a 300, but it's actually like a 284 or something like that. For some odd reason, Honda's probably like one of the only bike companies where the CCs are a lot less than what they say they are, which I find kind of odd. But if you're looking for a, I would call this probably a great entry-level bike. And or if you're just a person who's not into like doing 100 miles an hour, you know, I mean, if 70 miles an hour on this, I've done it, and it's fine. It rides smooth. I'm doing 61 right now, just keeping up with traffic, and this thing is smooth as butter. I mean, it's not vibrating that much. And you know, when I had my Harley, if I was going this fast, it'd be vibrating like crazy, which I think is kind of a funny double standard. You know, people rip on one cylinder saying that they're vibrating machines, but if you ride a Harley, it's okay. And you know, they've been around long enough where they should have been able to figure out the technology to get rid of that by now, you know. But you know, counterbalancing or whatever, kind of wanted to get over, but this guy's not moving for me, so I guess I'm just gonna go straight for a little more. So yeah guys, like I said, 60 miles an hour, this thing's smooth, nice. I mean, I give it gas, it'll still climb, even though it's in 6th, it's still got pretty good power. The power really kicks in about 7,000 RPMs. That's when it starts to really pull. I haven't gone on a really big group ride with this bike yet because I met up with Chris and Ray from YouTube, and I just didn't feel good enough. I had the surgery on my throat, you know, had the tonsils taken out, and I just didn't feel good enough, so I went back home. But I'm actually dying to do a group ride with this thing. You know, get some mileage on it. I only got 191 miles on it, and I got it with, I believe it was 1 mile, and I've had this bike probably for a good 3 weeks now. I should have at least been at 500 miles by now, like typical of my other bikes, you know. But yeah, when I first bought this bike, I kind of had my doubts about it, like of it being a good bike. But now that I've driven it for at least a little while now, and I think it's just going to be just perfect for me. I mean, I'm cruising here right now, and it's nice and smooth and comfortable. The bike's a 6-speed, as you can see from the shift indicator. But yeah, I honestly think the Honda should have marketed this as the 300 Grom. They would have made probably so much more sales if they would have marketed it as that. I bet just the name change alone would have made it sell a whole lot more. But now this bike, I believe, is discontinued in the United States. The 300, let me see, I think they call it the cb300f is the bike that took over for this one now. Essentially the same bike, except different headlights, a little bit more different plastics. I believe the gas tank's even like a plastic cover, which I kind of wish this was, because if something happens, that you can at least replace the panel instead of the whole gas tank. So that does kind of bug me about this, because now I'm going to be always worried about putting a dent in my gas tank or scratching it or whatever. But yeah, I guess it's kind of the wrong time to be doing a review of these, because dealers only have they're selling out their, you know, this is a 2018, there's no 2019. So the dealers are basically selling out their old leftover stock. This bike was $2,999. Actually less than what, well, I can't remember now actually. I mean, I think it's actually less than I paid for my Grom. But, you know, once you walk out the door and all their fees and everything else they add, this bike came out to be like $4,100, you know, with all the dealer fees and stuff. So basically what the bike listed for new is what I paid for out the door. If I would have bought this bike new at full list price, I would have probably paid about $5,600 probably. My guess, just an estimate. This bike is rated at 71 miles to a gallon of gas, which is outstanding. The mirrors on this, the mirrors are not bad to me anyways. People complain saying they can't see out the sides, but I think I think for what they need to do is they need to kick the mirrors more forward, and then they'd be able to see more clearly. You know, loosen up the post here, and they would probably see a whole lot more clearly then. But yeah, I don't have no trouble. I see just enough where I can see on my sides, so I have no complaints on the mirrors. The dash is exactly like the Grom. Nothing different there. Same with where the key mounts, same thing. So if you put, well, you know what, this one, if you put bars on with the across, you won't have a problem like I thought you would getting the key out, because it's a little bit more space, which is nice. From what I hear, the cb300f uses the same frame and everything, so I'm not sure, you know, if you could convert it over to one eventually if you really wanted to. I would imagine you probably could. And I do notice that the aftermarket on this bike is really, really lacking. There's really not much you can get for it. I had to buy like a grill guard for it. I bought a cb300R one, and that one fit. So that, you know, so some of the parts are probably interchangeable. I mean, you could get like your eBay levers and shit like that, but I don't know. They make a tail tidy for it, Yoshi, whatever the hell you call that company. They make one, but it's like $100 and some bucks just for a tail tidy, and I really don't think I'm willing to spend that. So I'll probably just keep the ugly ass tail on the back until I find a deal on one or something. Yeah, it doesn't bother me when I'm riding. I don't see it anyway. That was the one mod I really wanted to do to it, though. The only mods I did to it really was rim tape. I put the frame sliders on, and and the tank guard, and that's really all I did. Boy, I hope this guy stays here. Alright, we're good. Alright guys, well, I'm going to end this video here probably once I get up here, because I have a new camera mount, and I got the feeling it might be just pointing at the road, so if it is, this footage is all junk and I won't be using it. But anyways guys, I'll be probably pulling in the parking lot over here pretty soon, and shutting down. But anyways, like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want notifications. Yeah, light's gonna be taking a while. But yeah, hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.